Spotting the talker in you, recognizing the talker in you, is the most important thing that anyone will ever have to do. Why? Because it illustrates what the problem is. It gives you a reflection of what is the actual issue, what is the problem that we as humans are actually facing, as a humanity that we're actually facing. There isn't any bigger problem out there than actually realizing that there is a talker in you that is actually sabotaging your life and our life as a species at every single step. Now, recognizing it is the first step. But as simple as that sounds, it actually is a very tricky business. And the reason for that is because the talker has been running your show for so long, and by show I mean your life, that you've come to believe that is actually you, that this voice, this non-stop inner mental noise, and the feelings it actually creates and generates and they're felt through your body, that it is you, that it is your life, that this is who you are. The feelings, the thoughts, right? And so it's becoming very challenging to recognize that as the problem. And even before you recognize it as a problem, to recognize it at all. Because it's almost like this. If you are, and I'm going to use hockey as an analogy, if you're a hockey player playing the game, it might become difficult for you to step out of the ring and see yourself as the hockey player, right? Now, what we are trying to do here is that talker, as the analogy, the hockey player, is running your show, playing all the time, and you have so much immersed yourself as being the hockey player, in this case the talker, all the noise and the feelings that it generates, all of it, that it's now difficult to recognize that you are actually not the talker, but you're the ring where the game is actually being played. And until you can step outside of the ring, you can actually be and see be the ring and see the hockey player. You can see the issue, the problem. And so this is what we are trying to do. Now, what is actually happening for us humans is that it's really easy to emphasize on the actual results that the talker is generating. What do I mean by that? Things such as stress, anxiety, worry, pain, discomfort, restlessness, inability to sleep. These are results that the talker or living through the talker actually generates, right? These emotions, feelings, they are the result of actually our life being led by the talker. And so we, almost without exceptions, we tend to focus or emphasize zeroing on those issues and problems, and that's normal because they are easy to spot. They're easy to understand. If I tell you, hey, you tell me, I've got anxiety issues, for example, or I've got pain and discomfort in my back, in my chest, in my stomach, whatever area, that's easy to explain, easy to understand, easy to actually identify and call it, hey, that's the problem, that's the issue. But the truth is, that is not the issue. That's the result of what the issue is, of the issue itself. So, for example, if I throw a rock at your window and I break the window, a wind is coming into your room and it's cold. Now, immediately you would say, well, I want to stop the wind, right? And that's normal. That is an acceptable logic that you come up with. And so if I go in and kind of try to fix the window and whatever I can, the problem seems to subside. But if I don't stop throwing rocks at your window, the actual problem, me throwing rocks at your window, isn't removed. Until you spot me, that guy with the black t-shirt out there throwing rocks at your window, and being able to identify the problem, which is what we are doing right now, you would actually feel depressed, you feel guilt, you would just be angry that you can't seem to resolve the problems. right? So spotting the actual issue problem, which is what we are trying to do right now, is the most important thing. Otherwise, like I was just saying, it's a very depressing feeling because I can see the things in me, the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the discomfort, etc. And yet I'm not able to do anything about it. It seems like I try everything, the self-help books, the work on myself, or whatever. It could be medication, therapies, whatever you're doing, and it seems like it's not going anywhere because we're emphasizing on the result. And there's an entire industry that's emphasizing on the result, which is that self-help personal growth industry, which is taking advantage of actually the situation that our society is. So remember, let's recognize again. Our first step is to recognize, spot the problem. And here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to leave my lines here, which is a tool that helps you get into the present moment. A nice smell, like the lime is, puts you right back in the present because the brain is actually processing the smell of lime. So here's what we're going to do to actually spot the talker in you. For a few minutes throughout your day, standing or sitting, but not lying down, what I'd like you to do and try is to try to observe the thoughts that the talk is bringing in your mind or the feelings you might be experiencing in your body. Wherever the discomfort is, wherever might be discomfort or pain throughout your body. Now, this is an exercise that you'd have to repeat until you get sort of like an aha moment where you kind of see something that was always there, but you didn't quite spot before. It does feel like an aha moment, and it almost feels like a separation between you, your true self, and the talker's thoughts, the feelings and emotions that you can experience through your body. There's that separation clearly, kind of like you become unobservant to these feelings and thoughts that we just described, right? This is how you know, oh, I'm spotting the problem now. But caution here, you're not going to fix it by just spotting it, right? If you get too excited because the feeling is great, it could feel like an out of body experience, it could feel like a heavy rock off your chest. It's a wonderful experience when you spot the talker. But what the kind of the pitfall or the problem you may fall into is trying to immediately try to fix it or um, not attack it, but try to kind of get your teeth into it and try to resolve the situation. And this is where another major problem occurs for us as a humanity, because okay, now we've made that very important step where we recognize the talker and all it brings into my life. But now if I try to fight it, like not passively, but on the other hand, I am actively against the talker because yeah, I can recognize how much pain it brings me and discomfort, and it's normal to actually react that way. But it actually is going to spin you right back into further down the rabbit hole with the talker, and it will actually strengthen your talker. It's sad, it's how it is, it's unfortunate, but that's what happens. If you're trying to fight off the talker the moment you realize it is the problem, it'll actually take you down with him, and you'll get to a worse position than you were before. Well, actually not worse because you've spotted him. So even if you regress and go back further down into the webs of the thoughts that the talker generates and the feelings, you'll never be worse off because you have spotted it. So as I'm kind of alluding here, what we want to turn you into, from actually being kind of feeling guilty that hey, this has been going on in my life and I haven't been able to notice it and I've allowed it for so long, to a place where you feel good about yourself, a true genuine feeling of good because you were able to spot it. Remember how we started. This first very crucial step is for you to clearly have, as an observer, to recognize this mental noise, the talker, and what it generates in your beautiful body. This is it. That's how we begin. Please be so kind and rewarding to yourself that you are able to see the issue. There isn't anything more important that you can do. And most importantly, Do not engage and try to fight it off or resolve it the moment you notice it. It will be there. It will generate the pain and the overwhelming feelings, the thoughts, the stress, etc. But now there is a game changing fact here. It is you who have actually able to see it from like that separation I was telling you, because now you can shed some light on the problem. And that's where we begin the journey back to your true self, to kind of gaining your life back, if you wish, from this insane talker. And every pain that it generates and generated in you is now begun. And this is a moment of celebration, of recognition, of being kind and celebratory to yourself, because you just did the most important step that you could ever take in your life. You just took it.